Okay, turn to the person beside you and say, nice to see you. I like your, I like you. Just tell that person, I like you, you look good. Okay, now we all like feeling a bit tense, and I can feel it in the atmosphere. It's not a good kind of feeling going on here right now. So we have to break it down. So I like this someone activity that I always run with my youths back home. I learned it from one very crazy someone dude when I was doing my community and youth work training here in Fiji. And it's called mili mili. Who knows that? Who knows that? Mili mili in Samoa is rubbing two stuff together. So when I said mili mili, you have to rub your two hands together. Can everybody, can I see your hands, please? Everybody wave to me, wave to me. Okay, put it together, put the two hands together and rub it together. Mili, mili, mili. So everybody say, mili, 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 mili. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's enough rubbing now. When I said parts, you have to clap your hands. So that is one clap. So, mili, 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 mili. Can I see everybody rubbing hands together? Mili, 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 mili. Parts, parts. When I say rua parts means two clap. Or in Japanese we would say ni, something like that. So two claps. So mili, 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 mili. Parts, parts, rua parts, rua parts. Okay, then we'll go for 7 claps. So when I say tolu tolu fa, it's 7, and you have to clap 7 times. So this is how you do it. You will go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. You hear the difference in the sound? It's all about the sound. It's not about your clapping. So we have to make the sound. If you didn't make the sound right, then we failed the whole activity. So it have to be, you go tolu tolu fa, you go 1, 2, 3. Then you just like cave it like this when you are drinking kava. Then you go 1, 2, 3, then 1. Mili, 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 mili. Parts, 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 rua parts, tolu tolu fa, tolu tolu fa. Mili your face, mili your face, mili your face, mili your tummy. I know we're all hungry. We are looking forward for the refreshment after. Parts, parts, rua parts, tolu tolu fa. Now it's introduction time. So I want you to go and introduce yourself to 3 persons that you never met before in your life. So please, can everybody stand and go around and introduce yourself to 3 people that you never met before. Okay, I'm going to hand over the mic to you, and you're going to say 3 things. Your name, where you're from, and what level, or now we all know we are all sociology students. So just say 100 level, 200 or 300 or postgrad. Oh, me? Oh, okay. I'll just leave the mic here. Now it's on, so don't talk into the mic first. Just let me do the talking. Okay. Yes, welcome. Yes, hello everyone. My name is Stalin Konenau. I'm the MC for this program. I'm a 300 level student. I'm a double major in sociology and social work. And I'm from Solomon Shoto. This is what Japanese call for Solomon Islands. And I have the privilege to do a winter course in Japan under the School of Social Science, which Dr. Yoko helped organize it. And it's part of when you are a student, or not only part of the course, but you also involve in other extra activities, organizing, helping our lecturers in organizing events. I help her in the CERIVI campaign, and I'm also the education chair of the USP SA. So I'm looking after all the educational programs run by different faculties. It's a headache in itself, but I like it because I'm aspiring to be the next Prime Minister of Solomon Islands. Please stop clapping. Otherwise, they're gonna hold me accountable for not living up to that dream. But I'm just joking, but it's good to be here. And when Tui was talking about like organizing this, I said, let's do it. Yeah, now we're here, so I'm happy and I'm super excited to meet you all. And I hope that we will enjoy our time together. And we'll meet our lecturers, and we will have food after. And also we'll hear some little bit of experience from all students or ongoing students. And also we'll have time for Q&A. So you have questions, you can ask all the lecturers. And any question that is too hard for them to answer, then I will come in and answer it for you. So, no, I'm just joking. I'm not going to do the answering. So thank you very much. Now we'll start here. So please just say your name, where you're from, and which level in the course are you doing now. Thank you.
I'll introduce myself later, but my name is Sarah. I'm one of the lecturers in sociology. I'm from Bangladesh and Thailand and Canada.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm John. I'm from the Solomon Islands. But Fiji as well. Mom is a Fijian. Hopefully, I'll be for those who are taking SO 100, I will be your tutor. Hopefully, if immigration processing is done by end of this week. I completed my degree in 2016, and I did my postgrad, I completed in 2017, and here I am, and hopefully some of you will be there as well shortly or later. Thank you.
I'm Jacob from Kenya. I teach sociology.
My name is Jason. I was born in New Zealand and raised in Fiji, and I'm a level 100 student. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Tima, and I'm originally from Tailevu. I'm a second year student, and I'm doing double major in psychology and sociology. Tailevu, Fiji.
Hi everyone, my name is Paulini. I'm from Vanuatu, Maduata, Fiji. And this is my first year doing double major in sociology and psychology.
Hello everyone, my name is Bashna. I'm from Singatoka and I'm a 100 level student.
Hi everyone, my name is Ashana and I'm from Singatoka and I'm a 200 level student majoring in sociology and psychology.
Hi everyone, my name is Anna and I'm from Vanuatu in Fiji, and I'm a 100 level student and double majoring in sociology and social work.
Hello everyone, my name is Rusa. I'm from Philippines. I'm a grade level student. Double majoring in policing and social work.
Hello everyone, my name is June and I'm from Tonga. I'm Fijian born and I'm doing a 100 level double major in social work and sociology.
Hello everyone, I'm Elisa. I'm from Fiji and I'm a 100 level student. Maybe I will be the grandfather of all the students in sociology. The reason is I was doing counseling last year. I've done with it and somehow I realized that in order to be a successful counselor, you have to have a background in psychology and sociology. And that is the reason why I'm doing sociology this year. Thank you.
Mbula everyone, my name is Marika and I'm a U100 level student. This is my first year at USP and I'm doing a double major in psychology and sociology. I'm from Fiji.
Hello, my name is Anna Jane. I am from Tonga. I am doing a 100 level double major in sociology and psychology. Excited to work with you all.
Bolavinaka everyone, I'm Lily and I'm from Lau, Fiji. I'm doing I'm a 100 level student.
Bolavinaka everyone, my name is Tomasi. I'm a second year student, single major in sociology and history, and I hail from the Garden Island of Fiji, which is Taviuni, Naka.
Malombula, my name is Maggie. To be honest with you, I'm a final year law and history student. I took sociology as one of my elective, and I'm accompanying my friend. I'm from Laos and half Nepalese, Vinaka.
Mbula everyone, my name is Luciane. I'm a first year student and I'm a double major student majoring in psychology and sociology.
Hello everyone, my name is Taranita from Kiribati and this is my first year and I'm majoring in social work and management.
Hello everyone, my name is Ulamila. I'm a 300 level student majoring in sociology and social work.
Hello everyone, my name is Juma. I'm a third year student. I'm majoring in law and this is my first year in sociology. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is May. I was a student of Faculty of Science before, and then I travel and do some work in overseas, and finally I found my passion. And this year I enrolled in a major in social work and minor in sociology. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name's Laina. I'm from Tokelau. I'm a first year student taking BA majoring in social work.
Hello everyone, I'm General Ratu from Solomon Island and I'm a 100 level student. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Roderick Gesimate and I'm from Solomon Island. This is my first year student.
Hello everyone, my name is Maxon from Solomon Island as well. I'm a 300 level student majoring in the sociology and social work. Thank you.
Hi, Bulavinaka everybody. My name is Keanu. I'm of Irish descent, but brought up here in Fiji, and I'm a 100 level student. Naka.
Hi everyone, my name is Charlene. I'm a master's student, and I'm also a teaching assistant. Like Ilyesa, I also came in as a mature student, so you're not alone. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. Can you just give a big hand for the introductions? And just for those that we are joining us online from all over the Pacific, welcome. And we hope that you're going to have a good time. And if you want to introduce yourself, please just go online and just introduce yourself to us and say hi to everyone. And thank you very much once again. Some more here? Oh, We have 2 more introductions. Just tell your name and where you're from and what level.
Good afternoon. My name is I.T.S. Yusuf. I'm from Vanuatu, and I'm doing a double major in Pacific Policing and Sociology.
My name is Messi Swidani. I'm from Solomon. I'm doing HRM, double major in Sociology. Thank you.
Anyone? Thank you. Milli. Pat! Ruapat! Toltolufa! Lecturers, where are the lecturers? Please, can you stand and come up to the front? All our lecturers, our hard-working lecturers, they are the ones behind this course. Give a big hand, please. Give a big hand and make them welcome. If you want to have extra 5% in your discussion, make a big noise for them and smile to them and be nice to them. So please, can you just in front of here. They're going to introduce themselves, and also they're going to say something about the courses that they're taking and whatever word of wisdom you want to share with these young people. Please, don't hold it back. This is the time. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is, as you can see, Sarah Amin. I'm the current discipline coordinator also for sociology. So when you have questions about the program or need program requirement letters and stuff, you should be coming to me. I teach race and ethnicity, research methods in sociology, crime and deviance, and at the postgrad level, I also do the sociology social policy part of the course. Kite, could you put on my slides? I'll just give you a quick overview of the program since you are all starting sociology, so that you have a sense of, when you're thinking about courses in the coming semesters, how to do it so that there are no problems or you're not hit by surprises as you come over. Next slide, Kite. Next slide, please. Kite. Is it jammed? Okay, so if you're doing a single major, I think I heard some of you say that. What's really important to keep in mind are especially those required courses that are in red, okay, and they're offered only in a given semester. So if you miss that course, then it can create problems for you being able to take courses at the next level. So it's really important that you keep this in mind. So those of you that are starting this semester, you're all taking SO 100 with Dr. Jacqueline Ryle. And then next semester, you should be taking SO 122, which is classical sociological theories and methodologies. And then in year 2, in the first semester, make sure you're registering for SO 200 and SO 201, which is the theory course and the society, culture, and change in the Pacific course. And then in the second semester, you have to choose one elective. So you have to choose either the race and ethnicity course or the family, sexuality, and change in the Pacific course. Okay? And then in the final year, in your first semester, you have one required course in semester 1. That's the research methods course. And then in the second semester, you have the advanced sociological theory course. Okay? And then you have to choose 2 courses among the other options, SO 301, SO 311, or SO 304. So if you're doing a single major, the only difference between this and the double major option is that you have to do 2 electives in sociology in your 3rd year. Okay? In the double major, you have to do 1. Yeah? Could you go to the next slide? Thanks. So this is the same as what I just said. Like I said, the only difference for students doing double major, and I think most of you are doing double majors, you have to only choose 1 elective between SO 301, SO 311, and SO 304. Okay? In your 3rd year. Everything else is exactly the same. Before I go forward with anything else, do you have any questions about the program requirements? Just one thing to keep in mind, you have for your bachelor's degree requirements, electives that you need to take at each level. If you are planning to take, you can use the sociology courses that are not part of your major as electives, but you're not required to, okay? Okay. This is just a very quick thing of you just started, where are you headed? What are we hoping you'll be able to do by the time you graduate? You'll be able to analyze, make connections between what you see in your day-to-day lives, in your personal lives, and what's happening in the larger context, and how those two things link together, and be able to do that very clearly. You'll be able to understand inequalities. Why are they there? How do they link to the different levels? And maybe start suggesting ways that that can be changed. You will be hopefully graduating with good skills in doing research. This has become a very important component, not only in university, but in jobs, pretty much jobs along any field. Research skills are very crucial. Okay, so research skills will be there throughout your courses. And finally, you will be hopefully you'll be gaining the skills to apply all of these things in specific contexts, in your jobs, in your communities, and develop skills of being professional, and work together and solve problems, okay? And finally, I think we can skip that slide. What I would just wanted to say, you'll be hearing lots of different perspectives from both your students, peers, and staff on what are things that can be helpful to do well in the program. A couple of tips from me. Use the resources that are available to you. There are a range of resources, both from the program and at the university, okay? Tutorials at courses. I know our program is online, but tutorials are an option to have a face-to-face interaction if you're here, or to interact with your course coordinator and your other peers if you are in the regional campuses. Writing workshops are something we're doing in sociology that you might have seen advertisements for already. Attend them. Help those to help you develop your skills. It's really, really important for both the program and what you'll be doing after you graduate. There's student learning support, and the library does information research skills walk-ins. Those are, you might be seeing those in the million emails you get. Make time for those. Those will help you for the type of things you'll be doing in sociology. Use your course coordinators. We're here. We love it when you reach out to us, so reach out to us. Get to know each other and use each other. Time management, it's going to be crucial. You're going to have a million different responsibilities in life, in courses, and other things that are happening. You need to make time for making time for things. Ask questions. You'll be seeing us ask you to do this, but ask questions. There's no stupid question. So ask questions, both about material, assignments, whatever you need to know about. The way we find out things is by asking questions. Be open to trying new things, and try to practice what you learn in the classes on your daily lives. Sociology is very relevant for every aspect of our lives. So try to use that on your day-to-day basis. When you're reading, watching, seeing, interacting, just try it. It will help you do well in your courses also. I think it's Dr. Yoko that's next.
Thank you, Sarah. Hello, everybody. My name is Yoko, and as you can probably guess from my name, Yoko, I'm originally from Japan. But I have lived in Fiji for about 20 years now, so I consider Fiji as my home. And I actually have once left Fiji and migrated to the UK, but I came back because I missed Fiji and the Pacific and the USP. And I'm also a USP graduate. I first came to Fiji as a USP student doing a master's degree in sociology. And those are some of the best days I've ever had. the days that I've spent with my friends on campus. I used to go around quite a lot with Samoan students, actually. They kind of adopted me, so we spent a lot of time together. So I still look back on those days as some of the best in my life. Now, in the School of Social Sciences, I'm a deputy head of school. I'm the deputy head of school. In the faculty, I also hold an administrative position. I'm associate dean in planning and quality. So what it means is I assist the dean of the faculty in any matters relating to planning and also quality assurance within the faculty. So I do teaching, but I also spend a lot of time assisting the dean of the faculty. So that is why sometimes you don't see me in the School of Social Sciences office, because I'm usually with the dean of the faculty. Now within sociology, I teach SO 200 and SO 303, and these are social theory courses. I love talking about social theory. I love teaching social theory. I know that a lot of students find theory off-putting, but I love it. Even when I was in the UK, at the University of Worcester, I had this position called lecturer in social theory. That was my title. So that's what I've always loved doing, and my mission is to assist students in loving social theories as much as I do. So you will see me next year in the second year in SO 200 and also in the third year in SO 303, both of which are compulsory courses, so I will see you all. Now, something about myself, well, I also do a lot of research. We all do research here. My area of research, I do research in different fields, but the common thread is that I like to look at matters of oppression and resistance. In other words, certain social groups are oppressed, marginalized, subordinated, and then why, and how these subordinated groups resist their subordination. So I like to look at that in different aspects of social life, such as sport, such as gender, such as tourism, migration, identity. So these are the areas that I do research in. And in my personal life, rugby is my big passion, and especially women's rugby. I've been working very closely with the women's rugby community since about 2010, 2011. So I work quite closely with the Fijiana players and the women's rugby community as a whole. So about every other year at USP, I organize a big rugby event. So I organized one, was it last year? Last year I organized one with Waisares Revi, and I should be organizing one probably next year. And when I organize events, I usually call on students to help, like Stalin here. I usually reach out to students, and students have always been more than happy to assist me. So I look forward to working with you, not just within the classroom or Muro, but also outside of the classroom in reaching out to the communities and making a difference in the world. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Is there anything for me? Oh, okay, yeah. Jacob is my name. Those that are here, like her and him, have interacted with me in the past as student-teacher, in a student-teacher relationship. I'm a lecturer mainly on the social policy side of or part of the program. This is probably a product of my history, if I may say that. A product of my history in the sense that my first degree was in political science and economics. My second degree was in development studies. And then I had my Damascus moment in my PhD, where I did political sociology. And then got a job after a couple of years after that, teaching sociology in USP. So most of you that are still in level 1 or level 2. I've heard a couple of people say they are in level 2. But you find me at level 3, teaching sociology of public policy and administration. Those that proceed to the postgraduate level, I teach three courses there. Issues in social and public policy. There's a course on contemporary social issues, and then social development. What do I have to say? If those that are already doing a double major in social work and sociology will probably have started talking about policy so far, because I think one of your undergraduate level courses has to do with social policy, is it? Yeah? So when you come to level 3, we will be expanding on that, but those that are not taking social work, we still have the chance to understand exactly what social policy is and its manifestations and how probably it does affect your everyday life here or elsewhere. So I hope to see you in not so distant future. Yeah.
And you all know me, so I don't need to say very much, but I first came to Fiji in 1993 to start my postgraduate research, my PhD research, and I was looking at the relations between Christianity and tradition, and politics also came into it very much. So that's been very much what I've worked on up until now, and in 2005, I taught anthropology at the Catholic seminary here. Yeah, my background is in social anthropology from the University of London and Copenhagen. And yeah, as you can see, I teach first year, you people, and society, culture, and change in the Pacific, and families, sexuality, and change in the Pacific, and religion and religion and politics in contemporary society. So those are my areas, quite broad area. But I took over SO 100 last year, as many of you know, and I really enjoy teaching the first year students because I really enjoy bringing you into things. And in terms of the things to think about, I think I've already said them in my PowerPoint on what should I know at the end of week 2. And I think Zara has said them also. What's really important is that your time management, that you keep up with things. Of course, the people who really need to know all these things are the people who didn't come today. You already know a lot of these things. But time management and checking Moodle. How often should you check Moodle? Once a month? Huh? Every day, right. So check Moodle every day. Why? Why should you check Moodle? Sorry? Because there might be important messages for you. There might be important messages. There will be important messages for you. But it's really important because I cannot get in touch with you unless you check Moodle. I can send out announcements till I'm blue in the face, but if nobody reads them, my information doesn't get across to you. So it's really so important. Yeah, I think I'll leave it at that. I can't. Check Moodle. That is the big thing. Yeah. Okay, Stan.
Please, once again, give a big hand for our lecturers.
Hi, again. Just wanted to add that there's one more staff in the sociology team. His name is Dr. Andreas Kopf. He's German, and he's right now in Germany. There are some technical issues relating to his work permit, and that is why he's not here with us. He's been dying to get back with us. He's also a USP graduate. He finished his PhD in sociology with us a couple of years ago, and he was awarded a gold medal for the best thesis in PhD thesis for that. So he knows the USP very well. He loves the region. He's very familiar with the region. And he taught SO122 last year, and he's teaching it again this year. So next semester, you will be seeing him. He's lovely. And he also takes a 400 level social theory course. So he loves teaching social theory just like me. Thank you.
Thank you very much once again. Why don't we let's give a big hand once again for all our lecturers. So students, please don't be afraid of them. Get to know them. Build a good relationship with them. Don't judge them by their outward appearance. We know they are really stressful at times with work and stuff, but in their hearts, they are really, really good, and they are loving people. So just give them a smile. That's what I always do to Dr. Yoko. I was like, hey, then I just go and shake hands with her, and it's like, do you see my assignment, the late one that I gave just last night, that due last week? And then she would be like, oh, Stalin. Then she's like, okay, I'll look into it. And I was like, yes. Then she said, everything is okay. Then a couple of weeks later, she will email me back. It's like, yeah, I deduct marks. So I said, okay, that's fair enough. So please don't be late with your assignments. That's the whole point behind this message. You have to, even though they are loving, but they are strict with their due dates. And that's one experience that I learned. And Dr. Jacqueline here, we have some very, very intense discussion when it comes to sexuality and religion. We were talking about this argument between husband, wives submit to your husband, and all those issues. And I just did a little bit of research, and I found out that there's an obligation for all the men. So all the men here this evening, we are ought to love our wives. That is much more deeper than submission. So, and it really struck us that afternoon during that discussion, and all the women that are there, they all learned something important to go and teach their loved ones. So, because in our class we have a lot, like mostly married women that are struggling in their marriage. So, we really have a powerful time with Dr. Jacqueline, and but now I'm in the most of the lectures here. I'm in their courses right now, so I'm looking forward to seeing you guys too. And if you want to see them, please look in the Moodle. You'll see their appointment times. Take note of those times. Don't just go into the office anytime you want to go in. Make an appointment with them, and you will have a very interesting conversations with them. Please make use of this opportunity, and you will be successful. And all those SLS sessions, I have my SLS leader somewhere here. She was tired of seeing me every day because we go over the same thing like today and tomorrow and the next day. But I always attend the same SLS sessions, repeating the same social theory every day. And sometimes she would look to me and like, Stalin, can you take this session? Because I've been attending since Monday till Friday, and I never miss any of the sessions. So, but it's really good, and it's really helpful in completing your courses. So, thank you very much once again, all our lecturers. And now we'll move on, and I'll ask some of our students that gone through the courses or now still studying, and they will share a little bit of the experience just to help our first year students, just to relate to some of the issues they're facing. And we'll have one student that is regional, that's been out from studying in one of the regional campuses, and one is continuing students here in Laukala. They will share their experiences. So now I'll ask Tui and to come up and share his experience. He'll introduce himself and talk about what he's going to say to us.
My name is Karl Marx, and jokes. My name is Tui, all the way from Fiji, and this is my 300 level second last semester, hopefully. My majors are sociology and social work. Maxine will share his experiences as a regional student, since in his first year he was in Lothala. Is that correct? And then second year he moved over to Solomon, and then now his third year he's back here in Lothala. So he will share his experiences as a regional student. I will share my experiences not only as a sociology student, but also as an online student. Back in, oh, do I have a slide? No. Back in 2017, I took SO1. I started off my journey as a sociology and social work student. It was a big transition for me. I know that some of you can also relate, transitioning from high school to university life. And on top of that, the burden was you had online learning. There was hardly any face-to-face, especially for sociology, since we also have students in the region. So online learning is a big learning component. Online learning is a big learning component for SO. My lecturer back then was Dr. Tunawi Rakwita. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. One afternoon he called me, he emailed me because I had plagiarized. My Turnitin percentage was 90 because he was the course coordinator for SO 100, and because he's a PhD, he uses big words. And just coming out from high school and to be exposed to words such as proletariats, bourgeoisie, class consciousness, Karl Marx, Max Weber, and the likes, I did not succeed in one of the essays. So he called me into his office, he counseled me, and then he gave me a few advices regarding online learning. And if I were to share that with you, as an online student, number one, as Dr. Ryle has mentioned, she has emphasized that you need to constantly log in into your Moodle every now and then, as an online student. Constantly. Constantly. Not every now and then, constantly. Not only on Moodle, because as Dr. Jacob has said, Moodle is your classroom if you're an online student. So the readings will be uploaded, the announcements will be made on the forums on Moodle. Of course, uploading of assignments is on Moodle. Not only Moodle, but also for student email. That's advice number one. Advice number two, if you're an online student, please, you need to have a storage, either a USB or a, what's the big square one? That you can keep movies in? Hard drive. It's either you have a USB or a hard drive to keep your readings in, that you can download your PDFs from Moodle. Do you have any questions regarding anything that is online for you? Is SO 100 online? Is SO 100 online? So, but then again, different students have different learning preferences. Since I took online back in 2017, I'm still having online sociology courses now, so I'm getting used to it. You know, different students have different learning preferences. Online might work to student A, it might not work to student B. So a few of you might love face-to-face more, or blended more, or print more than online. So yeah, if you do see us around the campus, if you have any questions regarding sociology or online learning, please do not hesitate to ask us. We'd be happy to share a few minutes or so with you. Yeah, before I give the mic to Max, I remember this love story between the boy was a sociology major and the girl was a psychology major. And then they were texting each other on their phone. And then the girl said, according to Bronfenbrenner's model, you are my microsystem because you are my first point of contact. And then the sociology major, the guy, he wanted to make a good comeback. So he was on his phone thinking. And then he said, according to Karl Marx's theory of class conflict, class consciousness, you are my bourgeoisie and I'm your proletariat. And then the girl was thinking of another comeback, so she said, according to Jean Piaget, is that a guy in psychology? Jean Piaget, you are my cognition, because you are always on my mind. And then, and then the sociology major, the guy, he was thinking of a good comeback, but then he was running out of ideas. And then he thought of the McDonaldization theory. Have you all touched on McDonaldization theory? Not yet. And then he said, according to the McDonaldization theory, you are my cheeseburger. Sorry, that's not McDonaldization theory. I know it deals with, it evolved from the restaurant chain McDonald's, but it does not deal with cheeseburgers and all. So I'll hand this over to Max. Thank you.
Give a big hand once again for Tui. Give a big hand, please. Everyone give a big hand to Tui. He's the one behind all the organization and also rallying us together to organize this. I knew that because I see his name like every time pop up in the email. So I said like, okay, yeah, he's the main man behind everything. So thank you once again, Tui. And now I want us to welcome Maxon. He's from the Solomons, and yeah, he's married. He's not single. So, so please give a big hand as we welcome Max to share his experience with us. Thank you, Max.
Thank you, MC Stalin. I've been already introduced myself. You guys know me. My name is Maxon Poloso from Solomon Island, and I'm doing the 300 level, majoring in the sociology and sociology. Well, doing an online course, I found it that, like we already been mentioned, it's like Moodle is our classroom, because in Solomon there is no tutors or coordinators there. So what we usually do is every day we have to go in Moodle so that we can access all the activities or required activities that been posted by our coordinators or lecturers. From my experience in doing online study mode in Solomon, there are some, there are some advantages that I've found when doing online study. And that is, our coordinators always flexible in sharing of information to students. When it comes to some areas like assignments or other required information or activities. And as well, coordinators can be lenient to students since that the distance of our coordinators been here in the main campus and then the students are from the region. That's the one thing that I found. And then the other thing is the online activities cannot prolong time. That is such as attending classes or printing of tutorials. This, thus, it saves time for students. However, in Solomon, what we found that there is some challenges that we face when doing the online courses there. And that is the most challenge that we face in Solomon Island is the internet problem. I know that all our coordinators here, our lecturers, they already knew about that problem from Solomon Island. Sometimes we access the internet and sometimes there is no connection to the internet. So that's some of the challenges that we face when you are doing the online courses back at our home in Solomon Island. And the other thing is, in Solomon, there were not enough or limited of computers to use at the computer labs. Since that online courses is like Moodle, the Moodle page is our classroom. So since that there is not enough computers for students, we have faced, it's difficult for us because some of our students didn't have laptops, and that will a big challenge for students when doing the online course. So these are some of the challenges that we have been faced when doing the online course at the Solomon Island USP campus. Therefore, since now I'm here at the main campus USP, I hope that those challenges been faced can be easily addressed because of the closeness of our coordinators or the lecturers. This is a bonus for students. The bonus for students that are enrolled at the USP Laukala campus. This is because students will have access to the required information in time, and any doubts from students will be addressed on time due to the presence of our coordinators and lecturers here. I think for me, nothing much I can say. As a 300 level student, for me doing an online study mode, so far so good. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you. Maxon, I will have Sarah to say something.
Because of what Maxon said, for our students in the campuses, I think it's really important because these are very real challenges that you try to plan around it, but two, reach out to us. I think Maxon did say that when students reach out to us and these challenges are there, we do try to find ways to make sure you're able to do the activity and do the learning while you are facing those constraints. But you need to communicate with us at least by email or some other way to let us know that you're specific. And I know personally in my courses when students have done that, I try to find different ways, and I think most of the other coordinators also do. So please communicate with us, at least by email, if nothing else. And the other thing for those of us that are here as students, you'll be doing teamwork, group work with students here, but also with students in the other campuses. And I think if you sometimes get frustrated or so on, I think it's important for you to keep an understanding about students in the other campuses that you're working with because of the challenges that they face, and to work with that and to plan time around that. Okay, I think that's really important for us here to keep in mind as students when we're working in teamwork and group work in our courses. So I just wanted to add that into what Maxon said.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sarah. Okay, now we'll have our last two speakers. They are our teaching assistants, and they are postgrad students. And I'll ask them to come up and introduce themselves again. And they will talk about their role and also a little bit of their experience as postgraduate students, so that those who you are aspiring to continue into postgrad and will get some good advice and experience as they share their experience with us. So now I want to make them welcome as they come up and take the podium.
Hello, everyone. Okay, well, I've already introduced myself earlier, since he asked for that again. My name is John, and I'm from the Solomon Islands, and I'm a Fijian, so kind of sit on the fence, I guess. Well, I graduated with my degree back in 2016 with the good guidance of the lecturers who are here with us, and some have gone already. They're not here in campus. They must have some other appointment somewhere. Anyway, basically, to motivate you students in terms of giving our experiences, particularly for me personally, I've been through this program and I've learned a lot. One of the most important things that I learned after doing my degree was that I get to understand the changes that are affecting me in society, both on a personal level, but also in the wider aspect of what I relate to and what those things relate to me. That is to do with culture and probably other things. Now, sociology certainly will make you understand what is around you, and also it will help you cope with these changes. It will make you understand these changes much better in what you do, how you relate to them. That is to mention that when you as an individual, for example, I'll give an example to do with social imagination. If you make a personal decision in a sacred part of your house, in a corner somewhere, thinking that that decision you make will not affect the person next to you or the wider community, sociology will tell you that you are wrong. You're wrong. Each decision that you make in everyday life situation, you will always come to realize afterwards that it affects those around you. This is just an aspect of what sociology can give you. There are a lot of things, and you will get these things from your lecturers as you get to interact with them. Beginning of this year for you, first year students, of course, the second and the third, and those of you aspiring to do postgrad, which we have already completed that as well. But basically, if you have made the decision to do sociology by, if it's a right word, by fluke, or probably you thought it out properly and you're here sitting in this orientation, that has to be put aside. You are here sitting in this room doing sociology because you wanted to make a change. You want to understand things around you. You want to effectively give to the community, before the community, yourself, your family, the community and the nation in a positive and an aspiring manner. And this is why you're here. And you're here basically to get all these informations, get all this knowledge, and contextualize them. You need to understand who you are in society and get to get this knowledge that you gain later on to bring out a positive impact on yourself and basically the society that you live in. So basically, this is what I'd like to share with you. There's a lot of things that you can get out of sociology. You have internet, you have books in the library, you have yourself, your own knowledge that you acquired during the years of secondary schooling, or those of you who've been in service and now are here doing studies. There's a lot of sources like Dr. Sarah has mentioned earlier. And certainly if you put your effort into this, you will get to where you want to be. Like some of us who have been through, we struggled, and here we are, and you're beginning something, you'll get there as soon as things, well, your program is done, but more specifically and more profoundly putting your time and effort into your study. Basically, that's what I'd like to share with you this afternoon. Thank you so much, everyone.
Hi everyone, my name is Charlene. As mentioned before, I'm a teaching assistant. This is actually the 4th semester that I'm working as a teaching assistant, and I really enjoy it. I think sociology department is probably one of the best places, or is the best at USP, because I find that the lecturers are so helpful and approachable, and I think you're very lucky that way. I am also a student. I'm a master's student. I came in, like I mentioned before, as a mature student after working in a bank for more than 20 years. I did my degree in sociology and psychology. I did, well, my grades were good. So when I finished, I was offered the GA scholarship, which is now called the Pacific Excellence Scholarship. So if any of you are interested to continue into postgrad studies, that may be something that you can look into now. I think as first-year students, that would be really good, because you need to keep your grades up. I think the GPA minimum requirement was a GPA of 4, but I'm not sure what it is now. And with the GA scholarship or Pacific Excellence Scholarship, you get to tutor, which I've been doing, and also you get a monthly allowance as well, and that really helps. Yeah, so in terms of tips that helped me as an undergraduate, I think Dr. Sarah mentioned a lot of what I wanted to say, but something that I mentioned in one of the tutorials last week was not falling behind on your weekly tasks, because if you do that, it just makes it difficult when you come up to the assignment time, and by the time you get to the halfway mark of the semester, everything just starts sort of all accumulating. So it's important to just keep reading and keeping up with your weekly tasks, and try to be involved in the discussion forums as well, and responding to people. And also another good point is to, like Dr. Sarah mentioned, attend the tutorials. I hope to see many of you in the tutorials. I'm also the tutor for SO 201 as well with Dr. Jacqueline. So I hope to see you there. And another thing that's important as well, and that really helped me, I know, in my journey, is just to enjoy the whole journey, enjoy the process. It's hard at times, and there are times that I said to myself, you know, what am I doing? You know, why did I come here? Especially after working for so long. But, you know, if you just have the perseverance and you make goals like I did, you can get to, you know, continue your studies. And also, I just wanted to also give you some details on my master's, where I am at the moment. Dr. Jacqueline is my supervisor. I'm ready to go out into my fieldwork next week. My topic is, I'm looking at women's perspectives, experiences, and challenges in relation to Cyclone Winston, and I'm looking specifically at a village in Overlau. So from next week, towards the end of the week, I actually go and stay in the village and just get immersed into the culture, so that'll help me when I come back to write my thesis. Thank you very much, and if you have any questions later, please don't hesitate to ask, and I hope to see you at the tutorials. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Once again, give a big hand for our two assistants. It's very important.
And I graduated back in March 2018
Okay, this is
in Suva with a BA double majoring in psychology and sociology.
okay, Dr. Jacqueline, we introduced the person talking, and yeah, we'll continue.
So this is Perina Vodeas, who's a former sociology student. She graduated last year. Some of you have already seen this video, but others have not seen it. And she's going to give you some good advice that relate very closely to what you're working on this year and all of the years.
Perina Vodeas, and I graduated back in March 2018 in Suva with a BA double majoring in psychology and sociology. Right now, I am currently working with the Ministry of Women, Children and Poverty Alleviation in Fiji, and I am also pursuing my postgraduate studies at a part-time basis. The 3 C's and the 5 W's and the 1 H is an analytical toolkit that I know you have been introduced to and that I used in my 3 years when I did my undergraduate studies in sociology. And the 3 C's, which are context, connections, and complexities, and the 5 W's, which are what, when, where, who, and why, and the 1 H, which is how, have helped me tremendously. It helped, the analytical toolkit really helps you stay neutral in an issue that you're focusing on in your assignment. It helps you look at it from different levels, from the grassroots level to the communal level to the national, regional, global. It helps you expand your thinking, and also it helps you become more critical and more analytical in the issues that you'll be focusing on. And when you use the 3 C's and the 5 W's and the 1 H, you'll notice that there'll be a lot of research done. You'll have to pick a specific issue and you have to unwrap it as best as you can and really getting to the bottom of the issue, but you have to be neutral. You have to look at it from one perspective, but then also focus on the other perspective. So that way you're becoming more analytical as well. And when I first got to know, or when I was introduced to the 3 C's, the 5 W's, the 1 H, I thought, oh, okay, 5 W's, 1 H, I know what this is. Okay, what, when, where, how, right? But the 3 C's, I thought, what is this? How am I going to use this? What is connections? What is complexities? This is very, very hard. And I remember struggling in my first year. I remember not understanding where I can apply it. I have this issue, but what next? What do I do? I can do research, but how am I supposed to connect this, or how am I supposed to practice this? So what I can say is you have to practice. You have to practice, 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 really fully understand the depth of your issue by using this framework and this toolkit. Talk about it with your lecturer, Dr. Ryle, and really ask her for help about where you want to focus on, the certain time frame you want to look at with your issue, how it has changed over time, and it will really keep the ball rolling, and it'll help you become more experienced, I would say, in the 3 C's, the 5 W's, and the 1 H. And right now in the workforce, I find myself using the analytical toolkit. Not so much in writing, but more in the way that I think. So, as I said, I'm currently working with the Ministry of Women, Children, and Poverty Alleviation in Fiji, and I'm more into the Child Services Unit. And with this unit, you come across cases of children, whether it's to do with rape, neglect, abandonment, anything in that context. And when I read these reports, I have to stay neutral. And so by using the 3 C's, the whole analytical toolkit, I'm able to focus on the issue and look at what happened, who did it, how did it end up like that, looking at it from different perspectives at the communal level, how is the community that the child is living in, how is the family, how is the education, the religion. So constantly making those points, but really just staying within the issue. And also, in terms of the complexities, I have to, not get my emotions brought into this. And I use the analytical framework to help me stay as this barrier so that I'm able to just look at it on what is really important and what is going to benefit the child. And that is why the 3 C's and the 5 W's, 1 H are so, so important. And like I've mentioned, you have to do a lot of research. It takes a lot of time. In order to write a good sociology assignment, you have to spend, at least a week on it, because you have to collect your articles and the books. You have to read the books and get your references. You have to plan it out, brainstorm. You have to really look at the flow of it. And when you're writing it, you have to take it one step at a time. Do not tackle it all at once, but really take your time into typing it out and understanding the issue at different levels. And I remember back in uni, I had first, found out about the 3 C's, 5 W's, 1 H, didn't know what it was, did my assignment, picked my issue, and I thought, oh, okay, I don't really have to use the analytical toolkit. It's okay, I'll just do it my way, I'll just do it the way that I did it in high school. And it didn't turn out pretty well, because I didn't do very well in the assignment. But it didn't stop there, because I told myself, no, when I graduate, I will be able to understand what the 3 C's are. How am I going to use 5 W's, 1 H? So I met up with Dr. Ryle, I emailed her, constantly asked her, am I going on the right track with this? Is this okay? And just talking about it with her helped me take away all these unnecessary points that is pushing you away from the issue, and it really helped me stay focused and being, okay, so if I focus on this is the research that I'm going to do, and this is the different perspectives on it, and this is how it has changed over time. So it has made me become more analytical, more critical. I am able to look at things at a different angles and different perspectives, and not only stay within my own perspective, I guess. And I tell you, one piece of advice is that try and master, or try and use the 3 C's in its greatest potential in whatever issue that you focus on. And I guarantee you that when you do so well in it and you understand it properly, you are going to walk into the workforce with not only a degree, but with a more analytical mind, a more critical mind, and a mind that has experience in 3 C's and the 5 W's and the 1 H. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of work, but it's worth it.
So that is Perina, one of our senior students, and she's also part of the SLS. And now she's working, and she's sharing her experience with us. So please, if you want to see the video again, go on Moodle, and you will access the video and continue to learn from those who already come through the course. And it's going to help you in your journey. And me too, I've learned from the senior students. And it's very, very important. So we have a last segment in our program this afternoon. That is the Q&A. But before that, now I'm starting to see people, heads are like tilting on the side, looking down in the phone, wondering when this session gonna end, looking outside, is there any food? Why is the MC not going around carrying all the food into the building? No, we'll have our food outside, refreshment outside. And but before that, I want to run one activity just to check on your responsive, I don't know what science said, but how you respond. And if you are still intact, then that's good. If not, then we can send you out now during the Q&A session to go and have food, because that means you are hungry and you cannot respond. So this activity goes like this. Whenever my 2 hands cross each other, you clap your hands. So please, can I see everybody's hand? Please just wave to me. Just wave to me. That's good. That's good. Some of you have really strong hands, some not. But that's good. Everyone's different, eh? Okay. Whenever my 2 hands cross each other, can you guys see? Yeah, okay. Then whenever my 2 hands cross each other, you're gonna clap. So, okay, let's go, demo. I said when they cross each other. So please don't follow, the trick to this game is don't follow the person beside you. Use your eyes and your timing. It's very important. If you play sports, that is very important. You must use your eyes and timing and listen. So here we go. Let's do it again. So if you disobey, that means you're going to be at the end of the line when we're queuing up for our refreshment. Okay, here we go. So all the girls here at the back, all the girls with the gentlemen, you guys be only having water in a refreshment. One more, let's see. Which one of you two were like, oh, no, at the back, okay. Okay, thank you very much. Everyone, let's welcome Tui again for our Q&A session. Thank you, Tui.
Okay, before that, we'll have another speaker. Now, this will involve standing. Can everyone stand, please? Everyone stand, starting from this end right to the bottom. Face your right, which is my left. Face your right, face your right. Your hands on the person's shoulders, the one in front of you. and then give a good chop. Chop, 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 chop. Chop, 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 chop. Not too hard, not too, what's the opposite of hard? Not too hard, not too smooth. Chop, 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 chop. Now rub, 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 rub. Pat them on the back, say, you are awesome. The other way around, the other way around. Chop, 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 rub, rub. You can join this gap, you can close this gap, close this gap. Rub, 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 rub. Tell the person in front of you, the person talking is awesome. Okay, that's enough. Okay, so we have our quiz. You can raise your hands if you want to answer them. We have special giveaways. I don't know what's our first question. Our first question is, only first years can answer. Only first years can answer. Sociology is the study of A, the human body, B, society, C, plants and animals, D, mathematics. Come again? B, C, C, did you say C?
B, society.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, a big hand to her. Our second question is, sociologists are interested in A, B, C. Take some time to reflect.
B. It's B.
Dr. Riley, is it B? Yes, it is B. Thank you. We have 10 questions. Question number 3. Which one of the following topics is not studied by sociologists? Emphasis on not studied by sociologists. I'll give you some time to reflect. A to G. Which one of the following topics is not studied by sociologists?
G.
G, none of the above. Have you seen this slide before? No? Sociologists study just about everything. Starting from A to F, sociologists study just about everything. So yeah, thank you. Congratulations to you.
I know you've seen it before.
Number 4. Which of the following posts has not been held by USP Sociology graduate? Someone at the back there. Which of the following posts has not been held by USP Sociology graduate?
I would go with D, the Vice Chancellor of FNU.
That is correct. I don't even know the answer. Question number 5. Sociologists believe that
B, we can solve social problems by understanding how.
that is correct. Big hand to her, big hand to her. Next question. By studying sociology, you can develop skills too.
All of the above?
Yes, give big thanks to him. What do all of these famous people have in common? You have Martin Luther, you have former President Ronald Reagan, you have a famous actor, Robin Williams, and former First Lady. So what do all of these famous people have in common?
Degree in sociology.
Correct. They all have a degree in sociology. With a degree in sociology, which of the following jobs can you apply for? I can see sociology lecturer there. E. E, all of the above, correct. Thank you. How many prizes do we have left?
Two.
Two? Two.
Yep, two.
So the last two questions, someone has to explain to me, only 100 level students. Give me directions if I would like to go to room 113. Where is room 113? You should all know this. I want you to give me directions. Someone who has not talked before, yes. Someone who has not talked before. We have a very vocal person here, someone who has not talked before. Where do I get, give me directions if I need to go to room 113.
CLT room, a conference room, second floor. Just go up and then you go right and just follow the upstairs CLT building, the one just opposite the library.
Opposite the library, okay, that's one. And then once I'm opposite the library?
Go upstairs.
Go upstairs. Upstairs where?
Left.
On the left. You mean the top floor or the middle floor?
Middle floor.
Middle floor, okay. So we're in the middle floor now. You have all the sociology lecturers, offices on each side. You have, so I'm in the middle floor now. Where do I go?
Go left.
Go left, okay. There's a particular office that I will have to pass before I go into room 113. What's the name of the office? International office, correct. Give her a big hand. So that's room 113. It's in the social science building, also known as CELT, C-E-L-T. We have a lot of workshops going on there with regards to sociology. So that's room 113. We only have one prize left. Can you think of a question?
Where's the SLS sessions happening?
Where do they have SLS sessions? You mean past sessions?
Yes, past sessions.
So if I rephrase that, where is Fale SLS? Okay, do we have, is there a past leader for SO100? Who is the past leader for SO100? And where are the sessions being held?
At the SLS hub in the Fale building, and the past leader would be Daisy.
The past leader is not Daisy. No, it's not Daisy. Give me the name first and the directions later on. Daisy. Oh. Pashna.
Ashana.
Okay, sorry. She's Ashna. Ashana. Okay, we have not satisfied the second part of the question yet. How do we go to Fale SLS? You stand here. Where do we, give me directions. Where do I need to go if I want, which route do I follow if I need to go to Fale SLS? Fale SLS. Okay, so I'll give you a hint. Fale, it says Fale, so it's in Fale. Where about in Fale? On the roof? Fale SLS.
Fale SLS, first you would have to walk straight up this walkway.
Walkway?
Past the library.
Okay.
Down, then you'll see the Fale building.
Okay.
So the first entrance on this side was blocked because of construction.
Okay, hold on there. This is the library, this is Fale.
Wait, what?
This is the library, the back part of the library.
Yeah.
This is Fale, and you have the dining hall on top there. So I'm walking now. The library is behind me. Where do I go now? This is Fale.
So you turn left.
Turn left, okay. You mean the first left or the
second left?
The second space. Okay, so I turn left, and then
walk straight and open the door.
Thank you. Okay, so the past leader will introduce herself.
Hi everyone, my name is Ashana Prasad and I'm this 200 level student majoring in sociology and psychology. I've been appointed as the past leader for SO 100 for this semester. And so for all of those who don't know, PASS stands for Peer Assisted Study Sessions. So I'm a peer and I will be assisting you in studying sociology, and I have my sessions that are posted on Moodle. So please go on Moodle and see the sessions and try to attend my sessions, and we'll have collaborative discussion, and it will boost teamwork and self-confidence, and we'll learn how to think critically, we'll learn how to reflect. I have some activities, some discussions planned, and my role here is to assist you, so don't feel shy of me. I'm pretty friendly, so you can contact me through my student email, or the correspondence can be via face-to-face in my sessions. So I hope to see you all. Tomorrow we have a session, so I hope to see you all tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you very much, past leader. I think I'll go back and repeat SO 100. Can I redo the course, please? Thank you very much once again for introducing our please students, get to know her. And boys, you know, we have ethics and strict rules when it comes to our past leaders. I learned it from since attending Perina's past sessions, and it helps a lot, and they can also help you with your assignments and give you advice, and just see some things that you did wrong, they can correct you. So it's very, very important that you have a good relationship with them, a professional one, and also you must do your part. So thank you very much once again, all those who answer those questions. For those of you that see those questions and this is the first time you know and you don't know the answers, please, you need to do more reading so that you know the questions, because we're having exams coming up at the end of the semester. So I'll give it to Dr. Jacqueline, and if she wants to say something.
Just a little thing. I mean, this is also an example that you didn't notice, that it's quite a while ago that I wrote Ashana's name under the past sessions, and that the times have been filled in now. There's a little video. So that's an example of why you need to check what's happening on Moodle. But also, Ashana is there to help and support you, but not to do your work. And we had examples last year of students who hadn't read a thing, who just turned up to the past leader and expected her to help them with things. So that's what Stalin was saying, that you do your bit, and then Ashana, you have a good collaboration with Ashana and with the other students coming, and it's really very, very valuable. And also in relation to both the past sessions, but also the tutorials, it's not just about learning, it's also about building networks, getting to know one another and getting to build a network with your peers so that you have people to support you on this journey, which is a journey that extends, that network extends well beyond university. And Perina herself was telling me that the job she has today, she has through a sociology contact that a peer from here who was working in the ministry who said this job is vacant, you should apply for it. So that's also why you need to build your network now.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jacqueline. Tui?
So we've now reached the end of our program, and the floor is now open for any questions that you have. You can direct it to sociology lecturers or even to students. So the floor is open. Questions or even comments? Marika? Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon.
Just a question. How many are working students here? Working students. Yeah, good. My name is Alice. Yes, and I'm just wondering. Is the working student have any difficulty in attending tutorials? Because I can't take time off from work. The working student that do have difficulty attending tutorials and the sessions that is allocated? Or is it I'm the only one?
Any working students here? Can you raise your hand? Working students?
Do you have difficulty attending the tutorials? No. Because I'm really having...
Are you having difficulty attending tutorials, working students?
So how do we go about getting past this issue? Because I have difficulty attending your tutorials. I can't take time out from work. I can't take time out from work attending your tutorials. All right, thank you.
Well, the tutorials, we can possibly work something out, but the tutorials are not compulsory. It's good if, we want as many people to come as possible to the tutorials, but if you are having difficulties, it's possible we can make a later tutorial and hear if there are others who'd like to have a later tutorial. We can do that. So, but that's the thing you come and talk to me about, so that I can sort that out.
Thank you.
The floor is still open for questions or comments.
Okay, sorry. It's not closing, but it's probably one of my businesses or life missions in the teaching of sociology is probably trying to win disciples into what we are trying to do. By this I mean, there's a famous British-American sociologist known as Burawoy, Michael Burawoy, who has made certain analogies of what sociology is. In one instance, he talks about sociology as a vocation. He also talks of sociology as a combat sport. What sociology as a vocation requires of you as a student, and probably a practitioner later in life, is to be able to not just make sense of whatever is around you, but probably, which is the most important aspect, to be able to act on all those injustices, all those inequalities, all those other things that you find around you. They are probably everywhere. Things that we may not, as lay people, not see as injustice. But the more you get into sociology, the more you start realizing them. So when you realize wherever they are, there is a need to act. And the action element is probably what is the combat element of it. Because action sometimes may mean stepping on sensitive toes, stepping on Jacob's sensitive toes. But what it means is that if you are my student and you feel that there's something that I'm not doing to enable you maximize your potential in this course, you have every right as a student to contact me. And if you continue feeling that Jacob is not doing what he needs to be doing, you can, especially after contacting me, you also have the right to contact the discipline coordinator, the head of school, all the way to the VC. By this, what do I mean? I'm using Jacob as an example. We have many things, and I say this essentially because I learned earlier about specific problems that, and those that are first years, we've already probably started dealing with personal troubles and public issues, okay? So if you think whatever you're going through is a personal trouble, it's probably a public issue. So the question is, how do you act on those public issues so that we can be able to address them? They may not necessarily be with regards to USP. The environment within which we live in currently is probably one of the greatest things that are happening around. And the Pacific has been arguably doing quite a lot in terms of climate justice and all these other things. So we want to see students that are very, very, very active in student movements, in social movements around, in saving the environment for the future, for our children and the future generations and these other things. So, and the opportunities are many. All you need to do is take it as your vocation. You have a calling to, and a duty at the end of it to be able to do this. And I'm sure, I was quite impressed by hearing that you were somewhere else and you had your sociology Damascus moment like me, and you find yourself doing this. And I'm sure many of us in this room, if not all of us, share that particular passion for a better tomorrow. Thank you.
So just to reiterate what Jacob said in relation to your question, and because there's been different things can affect our ability to perform or do the things we want to do in our courses, for example. So, for example, I've had students that face issues in their family or in their job place or so on. One, you need to, and this is why we were saying, you need to communicate with us first as course coordinators to see how we can try to accommodate that, okay? You need to keep an open line of communication with us. But like Jacob said, if for some reason that does not go as it should, but it continues to be a problem, then there are other options. And it's the same thing with, I know some students, they talk to their supervisors at the workplace to see what the supervisor needs to allow them to be excused for a specific time on a regular basis. And sometimes a letter from the course coordinator has been enough, but sometimes it might not be. But you need to keep that kind of communication really open with us, because if we don't know what you're facing, we can't figure out how to help. So you need to speak up to us first so that we can try. And sometimes if someone can't help you, maybe someone else will be able to. But it's very important, and I think what Jacob was saying, that if this is important for you, then and in sociology as a practice, it's important to be able to raise our voices. Okay, so you need to keep that in mind for your course, but and also obviously more broadly. Okay, so thank you so much for bringing up that question, and do communicate with Dr. Rao directly so we can see how that might be accommodated. And I think it's something, now that our programs are online, we need to keep in mind more also when we design our courses, and how to accommodate that. Okay, so thank you very much.
One more question. Any comments? So the silence indicates that it's time for refreshment. Yes! So one more. Yep, one more.
My question, it's not actually a question. You've been sharing regarding your achievements, your PhDs and everything. You've been our tutors for the past students and for us this year. There may be a lot of things that we want to ask, but some of us are just holding back. Maybe you are very shy regarding that. Or maybe we don't really have the question, the amount of knowledge in sociology that we can ask relevant questions at the moment. But what I'm really interested in, what is there for you tutors and lecturers? What is there in sociology that makes it work for you? Why do you choose sociology? I want to know if in any way that you can share with us that passion so it can help us in studying sociology. Thank you.
Well, my background is in social anthropology, which is very close to sociology. And the passion that I have is both for the understanding of how things hang together. I've always asked questions about why are things the way they are? Why do people do what they do? Why don't they do other things? And how does what we do as individuals, how is that linked with what we do in our communities? What are the norms and values that shape the way we see the world? What are the norms and values that shape the way we act in the world in relation to one another and in relation to the larger whole? And injustice, I think, for all of us, injustices are something that we're all passionate about. When I was in my 20s in Europe, in Denmark, I worked in the anti-nuclear power movement. And in later years, in the 5 years before I came here, I worked in the National Council of Churches in Denmark in the Climate Change and Environment Working Group, and was campaigning and raising awareness on climate justice and why we need to engage at all different levels, including religious perspectives, ethical perspectives on climate change and environmental degradation. So those are some of the things that I feel very strongly about. And I think it's wonderful to work with students to bring about the changes, the aha moments for students in seeing how things hang together. And as Jacob says, how we can make a difference ourselves through that learning. So I don't know if that answers it a little bit from my perspective.
For me, I came into sociology in my master's. Before that, I did math and international development studies. But why I choose to stay in sociology and what I value about it is I think it makes me more compassionate as a person because it helps me understand where someone else is. And that, I think, helps me be better in terms of being less judgmental, in terms of being less self-righteous, things like that. I feel it helps me be more compassionate. I think that's a very important part of it for me. And the other part for me is I think I've never fully, well, growing up, I always felt that I didn't fit in very well into wherever I was. And I think sociology helps me both understand that, but also have confidence in that. So those are probably the two things that keep me driven in sociology.
Sure. Yeah, I like the question. Sure, it's for you and all. I like the question that you ask. It's a very critical question. It definitely is also in the minds of others who are sitting here. For me personally, before I came here, I was a secondary teacher. And one of the tasks that was given to me as a deputy principal then was to help out in formulating school policy for the school I was in. And honestly speaking, I don't know anything about it, nothing. And well, Dr. Jacob is here. Dr. Jacob is who helped me a lot in that. As a teacher, coming into doing sociology, it helps brighten the knowledge that I had, which were not fully, if I could say, in helping me to understand particularly what's around me in the school. But apart from that, like it was a combination of sociology and psychology. So a bit of psychology helps me understand why students have different learning capacity and abilities in themselves. Now that I've realized after completing the course, looking back, why students have different learning abilities. So like the inspiration to do sociology from the background that I went through back at home in the Solomon Islands, I understand, and most probably others who also from the Solomons would agree with me, is that basically the culture back there, it is a culture of sort of aggressive sort of culture. It's not a passive one that you see in Fiji. Most norms perhaps were, if I'm right, were misinterpreted, and the act that comes out from this understanding of what culture is, the norms and values, are sort of interpreted in a negative aspect, probably in a personal level, or more so as minority groups, or let's say the ethnicity within the country. So basically what I'm trying to say is sociology will help us understand these things, and will also help us coping with them, but in a more practical and in a more effective way. Especially like policy, you'll be able to create policy that will help in the various issues, the social issues that we face in the community, and also a lot of things that is related to it. So basically, having the passion to do sociology is a good thing. It helps individual to attain knowledge that will help improve yourself, but more so how you relate to issues and doing them and applying the right solution to these issues, I guess. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, okay. I'll stand. I said my background was in political science and economics. I didn't take sociology as electives in my undergrad. In my postgraduate work at the master's level, sociology of development was also quite important. But what struck me probably from the undergraduate years, which came into the postgraduate years, was the question of power. And there are different ways of understanding power in society, but perhaps more fundamentally, how it shapes people's lives. And it is power probably that comes from institutions that we subscribe to or have been socialized, so that we can be able to take certain norms as what is expected and others not expected. But it's also power that sometimes can be extremely violent in disrupting people's lives. And the more I looked, or wherever I looked, I think I started finding answers in an intellectual pursuit in sociology. And it is probably through sociology that I've been able to understand that the kids that grow up in the street because they do not have a home to go to or spend their nights in, we may, from a sociological perspective, some will argue, and especially those in the right, ideologically will argue that probably their parents are lazy, they don't want to work, but from The middle on the left, the question would be, are there jobs? So that you say there are sufficient jobs in the economy, and these people have refused to work so that they can provide for their children. Some of these questions are probably answered by other social disciplines, economics, political science, but it is in sociology that I've found the interrogation of the causes and the manifestations and the results to be more elucidating. And it's probably out of that that I got stuck. Yeah. And in a sense, my coming to be quote-unquote a sociologist later in life was also a product of my own upbringing. I grew up at a time in Kenya when things that you, in first year, you probably have heard about them, but the more you continue hearing about them. But those that are in Fiji, you probably already products or are already experiencing this. There's something known as TALS, for instance. The tertiary education loans loan scheme. I think it's a new name these days. What is the name? Yeah, Tesla or something like that, yeah. So there are different ways of financing public education or education in different countries. How you decide to do it in your own country is a product of ideology. And ideologies are part of power structures. So it's really trying to understand different ways through which different societies probably have dealt with theirs. Where Jacqueline comes from, even though the system, she tells me the system has been failing in recent past, they have something that they call the social democratic model, which for the left-leaning sociologist has always been quite a romantic experiment in what an American sociologist who died recently, I think this year, no, this month or late last, yeah, talked about real utopias. So it's not just about the imagination of a utopia, it's actually living that particular utopia in the sense that we are able to imagine better alternatives that can be able to provide better lives for all. And I think essentially that is what attracts, that is what I find quite attractive in sociology. Yeah.
For me, I've always had an interest in women's issues. I was part of the first wing of the all-female bank union that started, I think, in the early 2000s, but before that, in the late 1990s, I was also involved in the huge bank strike. And that went on for almost a week, and we actually got our demands. So just expanding on what Dr. Jacob was saying about action. Also, for me, sociology has been able to, like Dr. Jacob said again, explain some of the personal experiences that I've had in my life. When I first when I first came to university, my first course, SO 100, I learned about Max Weber and bureaucracies and rationalization, and I was able to link that to my job in the bank, because towards the end of my career in the bank, there was a lot of changes, and a lot of it was basically a multinational company, because I worked for ANZ Bank, bringing these rules into Fiji, which were not really culturally appropriate, and it didn't really, you know, how we've been doing business for ages, and the culture of doing business in Fiji, it didn't really match. It was like Western ideals and Western practices that were pushed upon us, and that was something that I struggled with internally big time, and which was one of the reasons that I actually left the bank. So coming here and doing sociology helped me really think through some of those experiences, and I was also able to learn more about women's rights and women's issues as well, and inequalities. And also just having done sociology for so long, now when I'm watching a news item on TV or reading the newspaper or just listening to any story, reading something on Facebook, you're able to read between the lines. You're not just taking the words that are on the page as gospel truth. You're able to sort of critically think about the issues, and that, okay, this is one person's perspectives, and that's where Dr. Jacqueline Riles, the 3 C's, and Perina's video really comes in. Yeah, that really helps as well. So that's basically, for me, that's it. Thank you.
Last activity before we head up for refreshments. Sister, last activity. I know we all want to sleep. Hands up. Oh, that's a poor output. Hands up. Hands down. Hands up. Both hands up. Hands down. Legs up. No, sorry, just joking. Hands up. Hands down. Look at the person beside you. Give them a big, open their eyes. Give them a big frown. Okay. Now, still on that concept, still on this concept, we would like to hear from first-year students, since this is a first-year orientation. So maybe just 1 or 2. SO 100? SO 100? So maybe just 1 or 2. Why did you choose sociology? Why did you choose sociology?
I chose sociology because I was interested in the way it critically analyzes problems, and I'm into apologetics, so the big questions such as morality and how it's either objective or subjective, and how people choose in between the two, with also additions to the fact that there is an absolute evil and there is an absolute good. And sociology actually enables you to really like grasp how people view these kinds of issues, and how they go about life even in their own different perspectives and with their own lifestyles. And just with that I would say with that stage, you're able to just view it like what Perina had said, like from the top, like without getting yourself involved in it, just viewing it as is and actually getting the truth out of it instead of being subjective in your thinking. So that's why I chose sociology.
Thank you. We have a sociologist already. Another SO 100? We have one there. Anna.
Yeah, hi. So I chose sociology because I believe there are a lot of social issues back home in Tonga that it's not that they're not being addressed, it's the very fact that they're not being acknowledged, that it's there. And I thought that was a big problem. And that's pretty much like the one big reason, but I'll hopefully get more points by commenting just simply on the question that was brought up before. Just, I guess, an overall thank you, because a lot of us, these are the kind of students you'll see. Students that pick sociology on purpose, some by accident, some because they had to, and some for no reason. But I thank you that you have passion for it, and I hope that you will continue to do so in teaching, so that even if we came without wanting to, by the time we leave, we can't live without sociology. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to share why they chose sociology? No one? Okay, we all want to eat. So in that case, thank you all for giving a good turnout. We'll ask Stalin to move the vote of thanks for today.
Yes, thank you, Tui. I'm so inspired by all your talks. For you guys, you choose sociology. For me, sociology choose me. That's the difference. So yeah, I have to live with that. And yeah, for me, before coming here, I'm an activist, a very radical one. I work with 350.org, if you heard of the organization, climate change activist. I got arrested once in Newcastle, in Sydney, for doing some stuff that I shouldn't be doing, protest stuff, breaking the rules. Because you know, in those overseas countries, when you do protests, you have to follow certain rules that the police gave, but I broke it, and I get a paddle, and I hit a big ship, and but the guy from Fiji forced me to do it. I trust him because he's big, but yeah, we got arrested, and we are up in the evening news, and everyone were like laughing at us, but yeah, that's the experience, and before coming here, so there's a lot of issues that we face every day and in our society. If you find something, one thing that really you are really angry with and you want to address it, go for it. And learning from all these, all our lecturers and all those people that gone before us, we are so privileged. And I wish you all in your learning journey. It's not easy. There will be challenges, but it's possible. Like Futui said, one challenge is the turn it in. Man, I wish if the turn it in is a person, I would give him already a punch on the face. With me, every time I would like go through all my essays when I put it in. The lowest that every time I got is 50%. So yeah, one time I got trouble last year too with Dr. Jacqueline. She was like, Stalin, I'm going to report you. And I was like, okay, can you please give me what I should do? Then she advised me again, so I have to redo it. So you see, it's normal. You see us standing here at 300 level, show off up front here, talking too much, and you say that we did well. No, we struggled too. But working together with our lecturers, they will help us, and we will achieve everything at the end. So thank you very much once again for coming. I know you learn a lot. And why we organize these programs is to help you to connect with the sociology family, and we will go far going together. You will go quick alone, but you will not go far. So together we will all go far, and you will achieve your dreams. Certainly you will achieve your dreams. So thank you very much once again. Why not you turn to the person beside you and you tell him or her that you are a sociologist. Tell him right now, you can do that. Tell him, the person beside you, encourage him or her that you are a sociologist. And it's a good thing. Milli, 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 milli. If you just arrive, milli, milli means rubbing two things together. So now I'm encouraging you to rub your two hands together. Milli, milli, milli. Pats means clapping your hands. Pats! Pats! Rua pats! Rua pats! Tolu tolu fa! Tolu tolu fa! Thank you very much. Now I'll... Sorry,
I wanted to thank Stalin and Tui and Kite, who's there, and Sophia and Shabna for helping to put all of this together. They took time voluntarily to make this happen, so thank you very much. And thank you also Isaiah and Clarence over there for helping us stream it. Thank you very much.
A big hand to our sociology lecturers, and a big hand to each and every one of us. Also, don't forget to please like the sociology Facebook page. It's USP Sociology Students Association. Let us now bow our heads in prayer. Lord our Father, thank you for this wonderful afternoon. We thank you for your grace, for the lives of our students, our lecturers, our academics, our administrative staff. Thank you for the offerings that are now before us this afternoon. We thank you for the food. We remember those that hunger and thirst throughout the world. We do not forget them in today's session, in today's celebration. Thank you for the lives of our sociology staffs. We pray in no other name but in the name of the Almighty Father. Amen. Thank you. Refreshment is this way.
Thank you, everyone. Refreshment. Oh, yes. So can everyone just come to this section here? So
that it can be the cover photo for this.
Yeah. This year's orientation, what's that? Open day. Boys, Solomon boys.